And again, the horse not really waiting for his rider for the transition into trot, and therefore he just ran away and into canter. But Charlotte was quick to take it back. Again, it's the entrance just costs as much as most of the rest of the movement, so it's always a shame when the start off gives a bad impression. That's a really correct half pass. We could ask for a little bit more sidewards and more activity. So we also see the difference. We'll see after the 12 riders that the best transitions to Piaffe really go from one stride trot to the next passage. Here we saw it took like 2 or 3 strides before really getting settled into the passage. Of course, that's to go to the highest marks for a 9 or a 10.
But that transition has a mark.
Yeah.
It has its own mark, that one transition.
Transition has a mark on its own, together with the transition to extension. So of course the precision in the transition, but also the quality before of the collected trot and the passage will influence the mark of the transition. Yeah, we've had a tiny mistake. One canter step just during the transition. The horse is in a quite nice frame. Same thing with the extended walk. Sometimes, like here with Triviant, it takes a few strides before the horse really finds his comfort in the collected walk.
Not as big an extended walk as some.
No.
Just
it's just correct, but it won't bring any extra points. And then the horse anticipated here a little on the transition into Piaffe. Afterwards it's quite on the spot. We've got a few tiny bit irregular steps here at the end of the passage. Just having a bigger step with the left hind, preparing the transition. And again, before the start into canter, the transition was really nice, but we had just a couple of strides before that weren't quite the same as the ones before. So again, here the preparation of the half passes has to be really quick in this short side, and then this corner before the first right half pass. And just like in trot, the canter half passes are really, really correct and consistent. They won't go for the higher marks because we are lacking some activity and expression. There were no mistakes, but we were lacking some straightness here in the in the 2 tempi changes. Yeah, really correct line. Not the hugest ground covering, not the most, not extremely off the ground, but really clean and straight. And same thing, I think it's a really safe ride with no major mistakes in the canter tour, but lacking just this tiny bit of expression. Oh, and it's turning a little bit too fast, especially in the middle, and starting really early with those tempi changes right out of the pirouette. Just like on the diagonal, it would get extra points if it were really in the middle of this center line. Better balance between the end and the beginning. And much better right pirouette. Just going out was tiny bit more difficult, but really nice pirouette. And an excellent transition to trot. Very straight, which the judge here at M will appreciate.
It's really important to come out of that pirouette straight into a canter as well. You've really got to show a couple of clear canter steps to have a good mark for a pirouette before going into the changes.
Exactly. I'm not sure Triviant didn't anticipate, and the rider was quick enough to catch it up, but the marks for the collected canter before and after the pirouette will count. And of course the difficult part is to being 100% straight out of the movement. And a nice last line, and a happy rider.